People of the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People of Seven on Twitter and YouTube, people of elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com, and my soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com, and my t-shirt designs, purplebutterfly-people.gmail.com. And on May the 29th, I got a pair of TonePro by LG. It's the Bluetooth headset that goes with this particular phone that I'm on because it's LG. And yeah, I had to get rid of the Kyocera. I still own it, but it has no service. I use it primarily for I still have my soap calculator from Berry on here, and it's like a backup whatever. But there's no service to it. So basically anything I need to do, I just transfer using Bluetooth. And that's fine. I still have my soap calculator. I still have all the fun stuff I had on this phone. And then I still have the same things along with other stuff on the new phone, which is the LG. Fine. And another new toy. And when I first went to get this, I was like, that seems to be a little pricey. And my aunt said, call it a birthday present. Okay. My birthday's tomorrow, so yeah. I've been playing with this thing long enough to know what it does, what it doesn't do, so forth, so on. But 15 days in, all of a sudden the sound kind of went, meh. And then the sound kept getting lower and lower and lower. And my brain's going, okay, it needs to be clean. Well, the problem is there's no way to clean it. You know, visibly speaking, it looks like, oh, well, if it gets wet, you're stuck. Well, I happen to have owned one of these before I ever got a Bluetooth thing. Okay? Now, one thing I know, when your headset looks like this, you know, it's got like a little mesh thing that covers up the main part of it, get yourself one of these. This is called a T-pin. Okay? And you're going to you put it in here, you circle around and lift. Circle around and lift. That way, if there's any goop or whatever in there, you can get that out of there. Okay? So that's how you would clean it. But that's not why we're having this conversation. For some reason, because first the left ear went out and then the right ear went out, so forth, so on. Now, this is how you clean a headset. And then you put your earbuds back on and continue on with life. Okay, but for some reason, the LG has a great big piece of foam in there along with a protective ring and the mesh cover. So I did the same thing that I just showed you. It's just that these are all the parts that was in there. Okay, this is a piece of mesh. And then there's a sealing type ring, like an O-ring. But this is just plain old foam. And I'm like, okay. So I cleaned out all those, and the moment I stuck the pin in there to scoop out the gook, that's where the piece of foam came out. I stuck the headset in, and boom. Not only was it clear sound, but it was louder than the sound had ever been. So I did the same thing to the other side. And if I ever need my original parts, I pinned it to something, you know. So if your volume suddenly goes away, check that might be why. Use a T-pin or a straight pin In fact, this is the pen I use to do that. It's just a regular straight pen that I use for sewing. And I had started with this. Hold on. There you go. I had started with the tools that's down here because they're really, really tiny. So I figured, oh, I can use that to arch it off so for so on. And that's when it was apparent that is something in there, and it turned out to be a piece of foam that apparently they use as a buffer. And I'm about to show you what I have in its place, because, you know, we want to be able to just put stuff back together as will. See? I took a piece of nylon, you know, for like a stocking, just put it over there and then put the earbud back on. So that way, and I cut them up into little strips. I'll show you that too. I got it behind my Etsy block. So if I pull all those out, you'll see that they're just little pieces of nylon, and each one of these I cut in half and use one for each ear. You know, just kind of like pull it over, put the earbud back on, clip it off, go to the next one, pull it over, put the earbud on top of it, clip it off, and yeah, so now I have a way of protecting the earbuds as well as keeping it clean. And if it gets gunky or whatever, I could just take that off, put the next one on, and continue on with life. So, yeah, I thought if maybe that helps one person, then it's worth it, you know. Because this is $70. And I've had it less than 2 months. So, yeah, and it might be cheaper if you go to like, you know, the internet or whatever, but we got this at Metro PCS, you know, where we bought the phone. And for some odd reason, things like accessories to a phone cost more at the phone store than if you went anywhere else to get it. So everybody keeps telling me, oh, well, it costs $60. 60 bucks. It costs 70. You know, it's like if you go to the phone store to pay your phone bill, that's 60 bucks, and they charge you 63 because there's a $3 upcharge for going to the Metro place, or for going to T-Mobile, or for going to pay your bill at the phone store when you can just use your app. And then if you use your app, they want to complain that you don't use the phone store. Well, yeah, because they're making their money that way. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. I put my Spotify back on. I turned it on half volume because I'm thinking, okay, since I cleared it out, it's going to be too high. Ooh, no, I had to take it almost down to 0. Then it was like, wow, you know, so I gotta get back used to having the volume up higher, especially since the, you know, piece of foam was a buffer. And because of the way I did it, I could actually put the foam back in it or not, my choice. But I saved all the parts, as you can see, just so that way I can take it and put it with the earbuds that came, well, actually these are not the earbuds that came with it. These are the bigger earbuds that came with it. The smaller ones are in my ear because these were just way too big for my ear. Yeah. But this can now go in the bag with that. So that way it never gets lost. If I need to put it back to the way it came out of the package, I can. And if nothing else, it reminds me of what I did, so that way I can, you know, restore it to the way it was. So, yeah. Plus, you know me, I'm big on keeping things the way it came. That way, if I need to, you know, travel or whatever, it's already in its own little place. This has been People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. My soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, could be located at people.etsy.com. And my t-shirt designs, purplebutterfly-people.tmail.com. Y'all stay blessed and stay tuned. I just straightened my hair. I'm finna do some kind of birthday style to it, or hide it or something. I don't know yet. That's one of the fun things about being me. Anyway, y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. Bye now. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.